Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Shop South Mississippi. We're with Walker with Ball Heating and Air Conditioning. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good. Good to meet you as well. So, in case you didn't know, Ball also does plumbing. And today, that's what we're talking about. Walker is the subject matter expert today. So give us a kind of an overview of what Ball does with regard to plumbing.
A lot of things that we like to do is look at people's sewage lines, just trying to make sure everything flows correctly because, you know, everything, it goes downhill. And sometimes what the problem with that is that sometimes your pipes may break, they'll crack, or they'll have the incorrect fall. And then you're going to have a lot bigger problems as a homeowner with small things like that can happen over time.
Sure. So with regard to the piping, so there's multiple kinds of pipes that you run into here in South Mississippi. Let's start with kind of the older model, and let's come up to the newer model. What do you guys look at? What do you deal with on a daily basis? Okay.
Any houses before the 1985 and before, a lot of them have the cast iron drain pipes. Back in the day, they were great, awesome pipes, but now we know today that they eventually corrode and fall in on itself. It's not if, it's when. And a lot of the water lines is made out of galvanized, which is very similar. Over time, they just corrode and fall apart, and they're just not as resistant and durable as what we have in today's age.
Sure. And of course, you got in the yard, you've got trees. You know, you might not even have trees that you see, but the root systems are still there because of storms or whatnot. And sometimes you get those roots that will grow in and cause even more problems.
Yes, sir. If there's any kind of small crack or sliver of any kind of mishappen, the roots is going to go towards the water. That's what it nourishes off of, and it gets its nutrients from the sewage line, and it's a very concerning problem for homeowners.
And of course, with those, flushable wipes that we all know and love, they get stuck, especially on the inside of those pipes as they begin to corrode. They make some jagged edges that catches on those, and they block up. Then it becomes a larger problem.
Yes, sir. Correct. Even though they say they're flushable wipes, they are not flushable. I will never recommend anybody to flush them. Throw them away in the trash can.
Sure. And then of course we have newer age PVC and PEX. Tell us about that.
So PVC started using it after the mid '80s. First started using it for the drainage pipes systems, and then now you see a lot of the water lines ran in that. A lot of water lines are also ran in copper back in the days. The downside to both of them is that they will freeze and then they will break. With now that what we have today is called PEX. And what it does, it still freezes, but it expands twice its original size. And then once the water thaws out, it goes back down to its original size. So it will freeze, but it will not bust.
Which is not something we really have to deal with a lot here, but we do from time to time. You'll get some temperatures will drop. There's that specific window of time that we have here in South Mississippi where you can fall victim to those frozen pipes, and that you don't want to deal with those frozen pipes bursting, because then you got to get it fixed. They're responsible for the water. It just becomes kind of the trickle down effect.
Yes, sir.
No pun intended. So whenever you're going in and you like here, it's clearly it's a dirty job, right?
Yes, sir.
It's dirty work. So you're replacing a tub here in this home. You just cut the tub in half to pull it out to install the new. But what happens when you have to work with those breakdowns or when those pipes wear out? What is your first step?
Whenever it breaks down, there's a few different options. You can do it the old-fashioned way. You're inside the house with a jackhammer, jackhammering up the slab, replacing it with PVC pipe. You can also have a tunneling job where you dig underneath the house from the side of the house and cut out, replace everything. But the easiest and most efficient way is going to be a reline job. It's an epoxy line that they put on the inside of the old pipe and use the old pipe as a holding cell.
Sure.
But yep, it's a new thing, and it's been working great so far. So
what does that process look like? When I say process, time frame to recognizing that's what you need to do, getting out here, getting the job done, and then heading off site.
A week, 2 weeks. Just Plumbers we're always busy. The time frame of itself, it only takes a full day. So from 8 to 4, 8 to 5. So it only takes one full day to do the work, but getting it scheduled and planned out, it takes about a week.
What causes these wear downs or these breaks in the lines typically?
Just water. It just tears up the cast iron. It's not meant for longevity. We now know that it eventually breaks down and falls apart over time. So there's nothing you can really do as a homeowner to prevent or prolong that from that mishap and to go on.
It's like you said, it's not if, it's when.
Yes, sir. Correct.
And I would imagine when it comes to PVC and cast iron, is it possible that those lines freeze? They don't burst, but they wear down some of that stability?
Not for sewage lines, no, sir. But there are some other things that can happen with sewage lines. You can have dirt that may settle, and then you may have a belly in the line, and that's going to give you some major problems too. So it could be more than just it breaking. It could have the wrong fall.
Sure. It's all about gravity.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir, it is.
So why would you suggest a reline as opposed to any other option?
It is the most cost-efficient way to get that problem taken care of. It's the cleanest way too, and it's a lot shorter of a time frame to get the job done.
You're in and out of the house. We want you to be here fixing the house, but we want you to get out as quick as you can.
Of course, yes,
Because
sir.
we want to get back to living.
Yes, sir. Yep.
But you guys, I see there's a brand new water heater back here. You guys do water heaters as well?
Yes, sir, we do. We install tanks, tanklesses. There's neither pros or cons. Well, there are pros, but there's not really cons to either or. But yep.
Yeah,
we do all.
tankless feels like you're not keeping, for this example, you're not keeping this tank full of water heated when you're not using it.
Correct. Yes, sir.
So a little bit of cost savings on the back end, on the front end with regard to energy.
Yes, sir.
And then if can you have electric tankless?
You can, but it is not recommended.
Sure.
They just do not perform very well, and the gas outperforms the electric in every way, shape, and form.
Of course. Listen, you got financing for those really big jobs, and it just hits somebody kind of they're not prepared for it. You got financing. You have free estimates on relines, and there's a special that you're offering as well.
Yes, sir. So we got free estimates on reline, and then we also have $1,000 off the reline job itself. And all we need to do to make sure that that's what's right for you and for your home is just for us to come out, do a camera inspection on your house, and just kind of see what's going on underneath the house with your sewage lines.
There you go. If you got any questions, call that number there at the bottom of your screen. Walker, thanks for being with us today.
Yes, sir.